Hi everyone! If you clicked on this episode, I'm giving you so much love this holiday season. Maybe you're tuning in on a loved one's birthday or some type of celebration throughout the year, and I'm so happy that you were able to find this episode. I truly believe that your angels are surrounding you every day and they led you here somehow. So thank you for tuning in and thank you for letting me channel the messages for you. My name is Tricia Heals. I'm your psychic bestie, and you're listening to your Psychic Bestie Hotline. While giving readings on TikTok Live, a son in spirit came forward and told his mom to still put up the Christmas tree. He said that even though he won't be there physically in the room, he still wants his family to celebrate. His spirit will still be there even though they can't see him. It was important that this son told his mom that he was giving her permission to celebrate the holiday season, even though she's still grieving him. She answered in the chat confirming that she didn't want to put up a Christmas tree, and she really needed to hear that message. His message was to still put lights on the Christmas tree and the yellow star on top. He was asking her to have courage while celebrating. Although I'm channeling that they want you to find the joy in the holidays, also know that I completely see you and I validate that it will not look the same as it has in the past. And just know that what you used to do on the holidays can look different now, especially while you're grieving the loss of your loved one. Your angels never want you to feel ashamed or feel like you're not doing enough, so just know you're not disappointing them at all. They just want you to take care of yourself and find the light in places that you can. They also want you to feel supported. So if that means in the past you would always host the holidays and cook for everyone and have all the gifts wrapped on time and do all of the holiday traditions, it's okay if this year it looks a little bit different and maybe you go to someone else's house. Even if it's the darkest moment of your life, they want you to find the light. And I think that's why the son came forward saying, put on the Christmas lights. He said, put the star on top of the tree. Have the lights in the living room shining into the house. They definitely are surrounding you and still want you to celebrate. While I was scrolling on my For You page, I saw such a beautiful video that I came across. This daughter caught her dad moving around her living room in spirit, and he did the most incredible thing, and it was all caught on camera. So let me explain. The daughter was in her house. She was standing at a countertop. She's an adult daughter with her dad in spirit. She was looking down on her phone and no one was moving. There was no movement except for her dad in spirit. The camera that was facing her in the kitchen moved really fast towards the Christmas tree, and then all of a sudden the lights on the Christmas tree started to shine. You can tell that she was shocked that the lights just turned on the Christmas tree. But the crazy part is that the camera followed it as if it was a real person walking. That just shows that our loved ones are always with us, even if you can't see them. Their soul is moving all around you and protecting you, giving you so much love every single day. I'll definitely add her video in the show notes. When I saw it, it wasn't viral yet, but I'm hoping it did go viral because what a beautiful, beautiful thing to catch on camera. And what I'm channeling is it was a Christmas gift from her dad early. But I'm hoping that that woman gets more signs from her dad all the time because he's definitely communicating with her. And it's just so special to be able to notice the signs. This dad also wanted his daughter to still celebrate and find the light during this holiday season. On my screen, I just saw my sign for I love you 143, and I mentioned this in another episode, but if you're listening to this and I just mentioned one of your angels in spirit, a son or a dad, your angels want you to know that they love you so, so, so much. Just like I saw the 143, which to me means I love you, they will give you these signs. If you're seeing 143 on license plates or on your phone, maybe you feel called to turning on your phone and that's the time. That is them saying, I love you. I'm posting this on Tuesday right before Thanksgiving. And the suggestion I have if you're listening to this on time for any holidays is to have everyone go around the table and say something about your loved one. Always keep their name and spirit alive, and you can do this just by talking about them. You will find so much comfort and just a warm feeling of love. Maybe they'll share a story that you never heard of before. And when I was little, this was very comforting because I couldn't wait to hear a new story about my dad. He passed away when I was 7, and as I got older, I would hear stories about him and just see people's reactions talking about him. One time I bumped into one of his coworkers when I worked at his job that I didn't know that he worked there. Long story short, it was so comforting just seeing someone talking about him and feeling their love towards my dad. By sharing stories around the table, it will just lighten the mood and you will feel your loved one in the room with you at the holiday dinner. When I was preparing for this episode, I realized that my childhood was still so magical even after I lost my dad. And now, as an adult, I look back and I can realize that my mom was grieving her husband and she still was able to keep the magic alive, and it felt so normal looking back. I don't remember it being a sad time. I say that so that if you have kids of your own, you can also have hope that their childhood will still be magical, even though they're missing one of their parents. But I also share that because I asked my mom, how did she keep the magic alive in such a dark time when she lost her husband? And one thing she brought to my attention was all of the family traditions that she created after he passed away. On New Year's Eve, we always celebrate together. When I was a little girl, I would cut confetti from all paper that I found around the house, the computer paper. That's probably why we never had paper when we needed to print something. But I would sit there for hours as a little girl, and I gave everyone individual paper cups that I would decorate. I would line the paper up, and I had a whole system of just sitting there all day and cutting the confetti that I would make for everyone. And that is such a core memory. So that would be my mom probably encouraging me to be creative, use arts and crafts. And then at the end of the day, at midnight, we all celebrated. But one thing that she always did before I was even born was buying balloons for every single angel in our family. And as the years go by, there are so many balloons and they keep growing. One by one, we'll go over to where we have these balloons and fill out our messages for our loved ones. My mom will label each balloon with everyone's name. So I have my grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone that you could think of is on their own individual balloon. And throughout the night, we will all go up and just start filling out our messages. As a little girl, I always tried to make mine sloppy because I didn't want anyone to read what I had to say. I think I still do this. I write in really sloppy script, but I do this just because I know the message is from me to my angels, and they're the only ones that will get the message. Sometimes when we release the balloons at midnight, we will throw them up to the sky, and sometimes the balloons might get stuck in the trees where something happens and we all laugh because we realize that that person's balloon might be a little bit delayed to heaven, but the whole point is they still get the messages. And I can understand that sometimes people will be waiting until midnight, and then maybe you would always kiss the person that was your loved one that passed away. And now that they're not there, you will feel that void that something new is happening. You don't have that person in the room with you physically on Earthside. But just know by everyone running to the front door and letting go of these balloons, you are distracting yourself and you're connecting with your loved ones, even if they're not physically in the room, because their spirit is alive. Their spirit is with you at your New Year's Eve party and everyone is celebrating. Maybe you have pots and pans and you go outside and you make a lot of sound. If you also have confetti that you make all day, where now today you could just order something on Amazon, but just know they're celebrating with you. So this is a perfect way to have new beginnings, but also incorporate your loved ones and their memory. One more amazing point about New Year's Eve is that at midnight, we all as a collective celebrate together. The energy is so high. Like I mentioned, the TV will be on and they count down and everyone's screaming and the confetti's going and you have pots and pans. Maybe if that's not your experience, your house might be a little bit quieter than mine. Just know that the collective is all cheering, all celebrating. So by you opening up at midnight you will be able to take in the blessings and the collective of just love and light to start the brand new year. And this year is extra special. So if you're listening to this in the future, you might have already experienced this. But as a 2025 year 9, which means you add up all the numbers, 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 5 would be a 9 year. And then next year, 2026, if you add up the numbers, it equals 10. And then you add up 1 and 0, that means it's a 1 year. 1 is for all new beginnings. I hope that gives you a little bit of hope that going into the new year, you can feel a shift in the energy, and everyone will be going through new beginnings at the same time. If you have one of your loved one's items, for me growing up, it was my dad's wedding ring, and my mom helped get a chain, so I wore it around my neck as a necklace. My advice is to always keep their item close to you, especially during celebrations or the holidays, because their energy is still on the item. It will definitely bring you comfort just touching it, even placing your hands on the item and closing your eyes, which as I'm doing that and I'm recording, I'm realizing my mom had that item on my heart chakra, and just by me holding my dad's wedding ring on the necklace as I was a little girl growing up, I would place my hands organically on my heart chakra, and I was actually bringing healing to myself while also feeling close to my dad. This leads me to something else. During the holidays, green is such a prominent color, so I definitely suggest if you feel upset and you just need a little bit extra love around you, start wearing green and putting on a green shirt. That will bring you loving energy all around you. That would be my fashion advice for the holidays, is to wear green. You can also do this on any day of the year. Feel free to experiment and start buying different colors and seeing how that makes your body feel different. You'll even notice the energy around you will feel different. You'll start attracting the energy of the type of clothes you're wearing. So if you wear purple, that is more to your crown and your third eye, which would be related to getting downloads, spirituality. If you're wearing red, that is to ground and really be tuned into your root chakra. One card that keeps flying out of the Oracle deck that I'm holding says chop wood. And that message to me that I'm channeling is to put on the fireplace in your house or give yourself some extra warmth and love this holiday season. Even cuddling up in a nice blanket where you can wrap your arms around yourself and feel the love that you're giving your own body. From experience, I know that talking out loud to them might seem kind of funny because you don't actually see them sometimes, or most of the time. But my advice is to get a journal. You can write letters to them. Just start expressing how you're feeling on the paper, and that will be really healing for your soul, just to feel like you're connecting with them. As you're writing, let your hand flow. And usually, when you write and you're connecting with spirit, it will naturally start to become some type of script and you'll just let it flow. This is another form of letting go and not holding in your sadness. It is so important for us to feel our emotions and let it out and cry. I've also said this in another episode that if you don't cry and you don't let your emotions go, eventually it will move through your body and cause harm in other places. So if you feel called to crying, let it out. Try and start journaling and thinking of happy memories with your loved one. Maybe you'll have happy tears, but that is so normal. Again, the whole message I'm channeling from them is that your angels want you to still take care of yourself while grieving them, and they give you permission to keep going. Even today, during one of my channeled sessions, a family member came forward and they were such a cheerleader for the person that they left on Earthside. So just know they are cheering for you and always in your corner, even on your darkest, saddest days. I also want to just mention if you're missing an angel that happens to be an animal spirit, one of your pets that have passed away, your feelings are also just as valid. Your animals become a part of your family. So when I say loved ones, just know that that also includes your fur babies. And my favorite part as a psychic medium, I have a lot, but one of my favorite things during a session where I meet one-on-one with you on Zoom is when someone talks to their pets and they start to come through. I can always channel in animals. And one story that was amazing is when one of my clients, we had such a beautiful session, she was asking for one animal, and then I said, no, and I said the name of a different animal, and she said, oh my God, that's my cat. They're all always listening. Your animals are still surrounding you when they cross over. They're protecting you and sending you love. Another really cool thing that you can look for and is happening right in front of you, but maybe you've been missing it, is your animals that are currently in the room with you and their eye movements. So if they ever look up at the ceiling, you might be thinking, what are they looking at? But now you know that they are probably seeing your loved one and their spirit or their orb moving around the room. That was a huge part of my story of becoming a psychic medium because I would see my cats across the room looking up at the ceiling, and I just had a gut feeling that my angel, probably my dad, was in the room with me, but I didn't know for sure. So that's why I took my psychic gifts and abilities course, because I wanted to know, why were my cats looking up at an angel above my head? And now I'm able to tune in and figure out who is with me in the room. But all of you can do that as well. If you just start talking to your angels in your head, or if you talk to them out loud, notice what your animals are doing with their eyes, and they probably will start looking up towards the ceiling and seeing the orb, and then slowly following the orb, just like the camera caught the daughter's reaction when her dad moved across the room and put the Christmas lights on the tree. The camera caught that movement, even though she didn't see her dad in the room. So I challenge you to start looking at your animals and definitely find comfort in them, because they're very spiritual and they're able to see things on the other side that maybe your eye isn't seeing. Find comfort in their love, but also knowing that they're connecting with your loved ones as well. This leads me to something else that I didn't mention yet, which is decorating for the holidays. For Christmas in my family, I always remember waiting for my mom to take out the box that had all of the ornaments, and I would go through all of them looking for the one that I must have gotten my dad at a school fair when I was in kindergarten or first grade. It's a green ornament that just says dad on it in plain white writing. And every single year, I was always so excited to hang up my dad's ornament. So this is a sign to get the ornaments out of the box, and your angels want you to put up the Christmas tree and have the lights, but don't forget to also put up the ornaments, because it will be so healing holding the ornaments that were in honor of your loved one and what you have given them as gifts. And by putting it on the tree every time I walk by, even today as a 25-year-old, I love seeing my dad's ornament that I gave him when I was little. As I wrap up this episode, I just want to share how grateful I am for all of you. I know that even some days it might be hard to get out of bed, but just know that, again, your angels are sending you so much love. They sent you to this podcast for a reason. I would love if we could connect on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I always go live on TikTok, and if you join me on my lives, I give free readings. I also book one-on-one readings. The link is always in the show notes, but you can find my link tree in all of my bios. On Instagram, I'm at tricia.heals. On TikTok, tricia.heals1. You could also listen to the podcast on all platforms. Share this episode out with a friend or a family member, someone that you know could also benefit from hearing these messages. If you haven't yet, tune into episode 1 and 2, where I talk all about 111, 222, which are new beginnings, and then also trusting your heart and really trusting the journey that you're on. The universe always has your back, and everything is meant to happen for a reason. And I know that when you're going through grief, you question, why did this have to happen to me? Why did I have to lose the person I love? So hopefully you'll be able to listen to all of these episodes that I post every Tuesday and just find some healing, because that's my journey in this lifetime, is to spread the healing. I'm a Reiki master and also a psychic medium. If you ever want a one-on-one session, a date with your angels, feel free to contact me and click the link in any of the bios I just mentioned. It will bring you all to the same Calendly link. It's super easy to book, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you, getting to talk with you, and to meet your angels. I always feel so honored that you trust me to be the bridge between the two worlds, and hopefully you'll be able to start seeing signs as well. They're always sending you messages, and once you're able to tune in and, just like a radio, get into that frequency, you will also feel so much love and healing from your angels. So everyone can do this. I'm so happy that you're here, and I can't wait to meet you one on one. My name is Tricia Heals, and you're listening to your Psychic Bestie Hotline. Bye, besties. I love you.